Okay, we're Camp Sumter, Andersonville, Georgia. Generally referred to as the Andersonville Prisoner of War Camp. What we're approaching is a recreation of the North Gate. Archaeologists have pieced it together to ascertain this is where it was, and this is exactly what it looked like. So it's just a partial recreation, obviously, and this is of the gate. So what we see right here is ending the stockade, ending the wall would have continued on down that way up over that hill, and likewise this way. So all we're seeing in this particular instance is the gate. This is the entrance gate. There was two entrance gates to get in. There's only two ways to get in to the camp. This was one of them, and this is called the North Gate, according to the sign over there. So we saw when we were in the museum that they had one of the hinges and one of the locks, and I forget what else they had, like a key or something to the lock, I believe it was, to this door. Now there's some sort of name for this door, because this isn't obviously the main gate. It's a door, rather than having to open the main gate, that personnel would have gone through. Probably not the prisoners. Probably the prisoners, the whole thing would have opened up for them. But this is, and again, having it be recreated, it's heavy. It's very heavy, very thick. So a guy changing, a rebel soldier, officer, whomever, changing the guard, going in for whatever reason, without a wagon or horses or anything, just a manhole basically. But there's it's not Sally Port, but I forget. There's an old time name for this type of door where you don't have to open the whole gate to get into it. But this is one heavy mother of a gate. But it's really cool that they've left it to where you can open it. I mean, it's not locked or anything. It's really neat. You can open the bad boy. So I'm a prisoner. I'm walking through this gate. Confederate guards would have opened the gate for me, and all my buddies, 500 of us probably, we would have come through here, being known as fresh fish, and we would come into this interior area, relatively healthy, maybe a little shell-shocked, maybe wounded, maybe scared and all those sorts of things, but certainly not having gone 6, 7, 8 months without any kind of real food or decent water or anything like that. Relatively healthy, again, relatively, for that time period. And coming into this little more or less holding area, again, there's some sort of name for this. I don't know what it is, but I'll have to look do the research at some other point. But this is where you would have come in. They would have shut the gate behind you. And then they would have opened this bad boy, which would have been up until that point locked. The back one is now closed and locked. You're standing here, and you can see the deadline. And straight ahead is what we call what they call Broadway. That was the only discernible quote-unquote street in the whole camp. The rest of it was all more or less a mishmash, hodgepodge of thoroughfares, etc. But this was where the food wagons came. And any supplies that would have come in would have been brought in down Broadway, and whomever the Union prisoners were who were assigned to the duty would take it and distribute it. You see here we have the deadline, which is not rope, which I think I said earlier in another video that it was rope, but it's not. But it is a very clearly defined spot, and you can see in the pictures there's nobody in here. This is a camp road. This is where the guards would have transported goods or whatever, just gone around and done maintenance on stockade itself, or for whatever reason that they would have chosen to go and travel around inside the prison, inside the stockade. But you're a new guy. It's, say, June of 1864. You're coming in here, and this is it. You're just thrown in here. The guards are now, once you're past this gate, the guards are now going to shut that gate, and you're in here. You're done. You're doing whatever. You're not told to go anywhere. You don't have any jobs. You don't do anything. You just go on in and walk around. And what would typically happen is, and there would be tents as far as you can see. There would be people milling about everywhere. This would have been a shoulder to shoulder, asses to elbows kind of place. Crowded, massively overcrowded. What we're looking at this way is what was the original portion, and you can see at the top of that hill, that's the other wall going across horizontally, north and south. These walls are running, I guess, east and west. And the original wall would have been right over here on top of this hill. But later, in June of '64, they built another however many acres, I think it was like 10 acres, something like that. But they expanded the stockade because of how overcrowded it was. Once Grant decided not to exchange prisoners anymore, then that's when these things started filling up. The Rebs, of course, weren't going to exchange prisoners either. And the whole prisoner exchange idea, while very esoteric and nice, really wasn't the way to fight a war. You got to take the guys out one way or the other, whether it be through death or capture, but they had to be gone. And off the field, they had to be taken out of, off the playing field and taken out of the equation. And Grant saw that, and that's what was Grant's success as a general. He saw that you had to sacrifice men in order to win the objective, and that's what he did. So you've just entered a place in 1864 of total hopelessness, helplessness, despair, and within a few months you would either be dead or severely malnourished, diseased. No one got out of here healthy unless they would have came in April of '65 or something like that, and had to live here a couple of weeks. But everybody else would have been severely impacted because the only way out of here was death. So that was it. So we're at the North Gate. This is an incredible place. We're going to go check out the north, or the other corner over here. I forget what direction it is now. And do some photographing over there, and then we're going to head over to the cemetery. It's amazing recreation. I love it. Foreboding place for sure. For now, we're out.